Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned. The whole crowd you're seeing there right now, it's actually the youth of Benue State who are displeased and dissatisfied with what is going on around their environment. Some few days ago, we heard what happened in Benue State precisely on the 14th, where Fulani headsmen invaded their community and take out so many people. It was quite an unfriendly, or let me call it deadly attack. It actually occurred on Friday, June 14, and it left dozens of homes, an entire family taken out. According to Amnesty International and other sources, the death toll has increased, crossed almost 102, making it one of the most terrible moments in the history of Fulani headsmen going after the people of Benue State. But interestingly, the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led government, is yet to release a statement addressing Nigerians 48 hours after what had happened. Over 100 residents in Yelewata, Guma local government area of Benue State, and it's quite troubling to see this happening, and that's why the youths cannot hold back their peace. They had to step into the street to register their displeasure, and unfortunately, it seems as though no one could stop them, except for the fact that a very dark man had to come in and speak. But it will also shock you, to know that in a sharp contrast, the federal government has been swift in addressing an international conflict on other continents from Nigeria. On June 14, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued a statement condemning Israel's retaliatory strike against Iran, calling for maximum restraint and urging the parties involved to avoid escalation. Nigeria expresses, according to the ministry, they said that Nigeria expresses its grave concern and call for an immediate cessation of hostility and urge both parties to exercise utmost restraint in the interest of regional and global peace. The statement read, it also urged both parties to exercise utmost restraint in the interest of regional peace. Meanwhile, Publio on Sunday offered prayers for the victim, describing the occurrence as a terrible massacre. Speaking during his Sunday Angelus prayer, the pontiff said most of the victims were internally displaced persons, IDP, who had sought shelter at a local Catholic mission in the area, making the attack even more horrifying. According to him, he says, I am praying for security, justice, and peace in Nigeria. That was what Publio said from St. Peter's Square. In a special way, I am thinking of the rural Christian community of Benue State who have been relentless victims of violence. Now, I'm going to allow you to listen to Very Dark Man, because he had to address them at a point they were not ready to leave the streets. They're just everywhere, and for a reason which is very good, since it seems as though the federal government can't even say anything about what they're currently going through. They had to stage that serious protest. But let's listen to what Very Dark Man had to say, and we'll be back.
I didn't know they were protesting. I swear that on my mother. That's the president. I only went there to make the video to publish. Why? It's because I have noticed that our media in Nigeria, they don't longer report the news.
I swear, we have no TV this.
Before, when things happened about 12, 13 years ago, we see it on the TV. But nowadays, we don't see them again. It's almost as if it is controlled so that they will not see it. Do you understand? That is why I came. But now that I made this protest, let me tell you something.
Please tell.
I don't protest tire for this thing. They don't arrest me tire. They don't beat me tire. Policemen who come and shoot tear gas, it's when it looks like, let me go. The only reason why they will do that is when we act like them. Yes, it will definitely be hijacked because of the pattern. We have to use a pattern. I've been like this before. They don't shoot me tear gas, they don't carry me, they don't beat me, they don't knock me, they don't severally. It's not the first time. Even before I became Very Dark Man, they don't carry me for a long time. It's not the first time. Yeah? But we have to do a new pattern. of approach. We need to do a new pattern of approach with the government. Our pattern of blocking the roads and everything, we don't do it, not the war. We'll try civilization for like few times. If it doesn't work, then we'll come back to our old pattern of blocking the road. Do you understand? All these things we are burning now. Let me ask you a question. If we burn this thing from now, they will only have more reasons to come and shoot the think about it. Once they don't see fire, every protest you do in this country, they wait for you to do one thing that will make them hijack it. If you do it freely and you just walk, there's a way you do them, you restrict them from moving. You do the Jericho walk around the government house. You do the Jericho walk. You are not fighting. You are not carrying. That's a normal walk. Do Jericho walk around the government house. You do it separately. If they don't ask, everyone can come back and burn whatever thing you want to burn. Let's use civility for the government at least sometimes. Because like I said, now a lot of things people don't understand. You understand? By blocking this road now, what it does is that it restricts another people, set like us. It's not going to stop the government too. They will go and cash out. They are still cashing out like this. They don't give a fuck. For me and you that are supposed to go to work, we're going to cause the problem. That being said, we must still do the protest, but we have to be civil. We'll sit down and use a method and a pattern. All right. But we can't do this. Some of you just come. Protest is not about something we want to Gangara. We want things to do. No. We don't pass like this in 2025. We have phones, we have gadgets. We can communicate with ourselves and use our brains to act. We can't do like 1945. We are bigger than this. You understand? So please, what we do now, if we want to do this, we'll remove all these things first. Yes. That's what I think we are going to do. Let's start.
A lot of killings have been happening in this state. And then our leaders, let me say, the number one citizen of the state has remained close-mouthed. Mr. President has not spoken about the killings in Benue State. And we know that the primary aim, responsibility of a government is security of lives and properties. And this primary aim, if not achieved, any other aim is secondary aim. And when the primary aim of somebody is being defeated, that means the person is a failure. At this point in time, the Benue youth will have come out in our masses to say this administration has failed us. Our people cannot go back to their farms. Our people cannot go back to their ancestral homes. And these farms are the places where they farm, they labor to feed us, to train us in schools. And we are here today because our people cannot go back to labor for our younger ones. So where are we running to? We have been running from our ancestral home to Makodi. Coming to Makodi, people have been running again from Agan to Yellowwater to this place. And the Makodi itself is not safe. The other day it was not back here. Where are we running to? We continue running from these headers. And our leaders, our governor has remained close-mouthed. We are calling on them that if they cannot do it for us, they should quietly resign and tell us that this responsibility has become a burden to them and they can no longer tolerate, they can no longer condone it because their capacity has not reached to it. At this point in time, we are calling all the relevant security authorities to come on board to see how they can curtail this thing. I remain Comrade Ali Joshua David. Thank you.
I am protesting because right now we are standing on the dead bodies of our mothers, our fathers, our brothers and sisters. We have become IDPs in our own very country. These killings have persisted for years. A lot of talks have gone on. Only last year, 500,182 people were displaced. We have 21 IDP cars in Benue. These killings won't stop. Up until this moment, nothing is being done. Why? What is more crazy is the deafening silence from our leaders, the duty bearers, the people who are supposed to speak, the people who are supposed to do something. They are silent. Now we want answers. We want to know what is going on. The government has a duty to protect life and properties. If President Tinubu is overwhelmed by this insecurity in North Central, in Benue, in Plateau, in Taraba, he should step aside. He should resign. They should stop playing politics with human lives. President Tinubu understands what democracy means. We need to stay alive. We want to just live.